is good, YugiTube? It's your boy Matt of Pig and Matt, and as you can see before you, I have a bit of a change of scenery here. And also, as you've noted, I haven't posted a video in a month. Why? Well, as you can see, I recently moved, and that whole process takes time, is not fun, and pretty much made it where I didn't go to locals for a whole month, which is also very not fun. But I'm back, and hopefully should be making more content than Action YGO. Just saying. So, the video we got for you guys today is a couple of deck profiles I managed to get from locals recently, because some people were topping with some stuff, and over the sneak peek weekend, which should be going on as I'm recording this video, I should have another cool deck for you guys after I've done some testing on that. So let's quit with the BS and show you guys a couple cool deck profiles from locals.
Alright, so before you guys, I figured looking into the next format that we have coming up, this card right here, Dimension Shifter, should theoretically be a really good card in any deck that can main deck it and use it, utilize it really well. Would most likely be really good. And this deck right here from my friend Mr. Brian Pierce, I think would be a good deck to look into maybe next format if you can't afford, Sprite or Tier Element or even Exo Sister. And it's what he calls Big Chungus Turbo. Overall, his build was kind of inspired by Susu and Yisun Macabre, and has been a deck that he's always been playing, at least since 2019. It kind of got him back into the game, because Danger's OTKing the hell out of people is really, really strong. And we'll kind of just go along the cards as we're doing. Start out, Danger, Bigfoot, Thunderbird, probably the best Dangers to play in general, because they're level 8 beat sticks that have good effects when they're discarded, and they just kind of help apply pressure to the opponent. Of course, Gizmek Orochi, he describes as an MVP. Basically, he gives Manju and Qinyang here more attack, and he's a body for pretty much Link or exceeds plays, because him being a level 8 is absolutely bonkers. And of course, as I said, probably the best hand trap, Dimension Shifter, an absolute blowout card. I can rest assured in letting you know that this will basically end whole turns and make a lot of decks, meta or rogue, just absolutely hate you. And then of course your 3 Eater of Millions and only 2 Gren Maju. I forgot to ask exactly why only 2, but yeah, I guess it's just not completely necessary to max out. And his super special awesome tech is actually Deep Sea Diva, because you run a host of level 8s, and there's some really good level 10 synchros that you play. She just helps facilitate that. So basically that's what she's in here for. Alright. Afterwards, of course, you play your Kaiju package, just the good level 8 ones. Of course, you have to max out on the Wind one, because the Wind Barrier statue is an annoying pain in the ass. Gamma Ciel's the smallest one, and then Dogoran's just the most convenient one. And then lastly, for monsters, 2 Alphas, Masters of Beast. Solid card overall. Level 8, free special. Helps deal with stuff. 2 Allure, and 3 trade-in, basically to deck thin. 3 Interrupted Kaiju Slumbers, Mind Control, Change of Heart, basically because this is a blind going second, and you gotta play some of the best going second board breakers that don't basically make it where you can't deal damage that turn. Feather Duster and Twin Twisters, basically just to deal with back row. Talents, basically just to kind of, act as a more going second thing. And then 2 Desires, because it was like it's tailor-made for this deck. The extra deck, like I mentioned, Qinyang, Baron, and Bloody Rose Dragon. Probably the 3 best level 10s. You can play Chen Yang here. He specifically likes to note that it's basically just another Gren Maju. Just get big, mess up the opponent's day. And for Exceeds, of course, there's Divine Arsenal to Zeus for when he has to go into a grind game. The Spiders basically to act as extra material. Draglubion to OTK. Hope Harbinger to control. This guy to just be this guy. This guy is your OTK enabler. This guy's a good control card. This pretty cool card. Basically just gets you more advantage. And then just, I guess, generically useful links. I think Relinquish Anima here, if your opponent plays incorrectly, is an absolute galaxy brain play. His entire side deck's basically cards that make him go first or help facilitate the OTK even more. Denko Seka here specifically is a really stupid card. So yeah, this is Brian Pierce's very well-placing Gren Maju deck. In some cases it's gotten him top 8 in 44-man locals, or I think it got him second place in the in-store championship at our regular locals. And yeah, looking in the next format, this deck might be pretty spicy. Of course, there's going to be changes that would need to be made, but overall, this deck rules. Alright, so the next profile we have for you guys is Bruce Menard's first place Marincess deck profile. He did not have a side deck, and I am not sure how many people he sacked because of that. But I guess he got first place. So let's show you guys this Marincess pile. Pretty standard. 3 blue, 3 spring, 3 seahorse. The 3 best ones, basically your starter, your best extender, and your combo enabler. 2 Pascalis and a singular Sleepy Maiden. Pretty much all he found he needed. Keep it short, simple, to the point. Also, you have Marincess Dive here, which could act as an emergency teleport and an extender in and of itself. The one of Battle Ocean and the one of Wave. Short, simple, to the point, all the Marincess cards you need to function. As well as 3 Signet Mining to get whatever monster you need for whatever scenario. Basically for support, the Singular Called by the Grave because card's busted, 2 Pot of Desires for consistency, and because you max out and search out your one-ofs, it's basically like playing Salamangreat. 3 Ghost Ogre, 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Nibiru, 3 Effect Veiler, 3 Infinite Impermanence, and 2 Triple Technical Talents. Yeah. This deck basically just has answers for everything. Makes your unbeatable boss monster and backs it up with hand traps. Really good. For the extra deck, 1 Great Bubble Reef, 1 of the new Aqua Argonaut. This card's pretty dope. It's basically a towers. 1 Marble Rock, 1 Coral Triangle. She can search Wave, so she's really good. 2 Coral Anemone. The Singular Crystal Heart to help make this an invincible towers. 2 Blue Slug. 2 Sea Angel, and of course the honorary Marincess in the form of Splash Mage. This card is insane. And then for Exceeds, of course, the Totally Awesome to go with the Bahamut Shark, and the Stealth Kraken just for control. This is Bruce Menard's first place Marincess deck profile. Doesn't really need a lot of explanations, and pretty cheap deck to throw together. Most likely to be filled with a lot of staple cards that you should already have. This one, this one, this one, and this one were all reprinted in a structure deck. And this card has plenty of cheap structure deck printings as well as that. So yeah, pretty budget friendly for the most part. Alright, so because this is my channel, and in order to have a YouTube channel, you need to be a narcissist to some extent, I figure I'd show you guys my 3rd place deck profile for 1 Fluandoise that I managed to get in our Saturday sneak peek, which I think had like 25 people, and I managed to go 4-1 with this pile only losing to Punk Zombie because he won the dice roll and basically just Dougie'd on me so hard game 1, and game 3 I just couldn't get in there. But hey, so be it. So yeah, Fluanduis, it looks exactly like what you'd expect. And in this case I ran the Samorg package because I like Samorg, and one game I dropped Dark Samorg on somebody and that was very funny. Nothing really to explain. You just look at it, get a deck profile that's really solid, easy to play, and good to mess up your locals. This is it. The only recommendations I could make is that maybe you main deck some more Spell and Trap Hate and play it a little over 40 cards. And of course, if you have the Prosperities, you play that over Extrav, but I'm a cheap bastard. So yeah, this is my 3rd place Fluanduis deck profile. Alright, so I don't round you guys off on a deck profile for something that everyone hates and sees the same thing over and over again. Here's something a little different. So there was a guy at my locals that had this deck laid out on the table, and I was like, oh, snap, that's a Harpy deck. He's like, yes it is, but it's not complete because there's going to be some changes I'm going to make with the next format. And I asked him, well, could I have about the most basic foundation of the deck? He's like, yeah, sure. So I took some pictures, and I'm just kind of uploading. These last 4 slots here can kind of be anything, so let you figure that out. But here's a conceptual idea for anyone looking to use this new card, Harpy's Pet Dragon, Fearsome Fire Blast, from the new Legendary Duelist, Season 3. This card's pretty cool because it has a neat effect where it can actually send Nerval here and then help this deck kind of get into some cool Tri-Brigade lines. And of course these guys just help you cheat out a host of really good cards and build advantage in and of itself. So just a quick rundown, just 2 regular Harpy Lady, 2 of the new Pet Dragon, 3 Fractal, 1 Harpy Harpist, triple Perfumer, triple Chandler, 1 Karas, 1 Kit, 3 Turquoise Wobbler. It's basically just a little mini Zeus package, and it works really well with Nerval here, which of course you max out on. 1 of Harpy's Feather Duster, 1 Egotist. The only reason you need 1 Elegant Egotist is because Hysteric Sign here can add it from your graveyard to your hand, which is pretty good. It can also be added via Harpy Perfumer, so it's pretty good. Triple Forbidden Droplet. Unfortunately, if you do decide to play Harpies, I think you kind of need this card, because sending Hysteric Sign here is absolutely bananas, because not only will you negate, non-target negate their stuff, but you'll get an absolute just insane plus afterwards. So unfortunately, if you do play it, I very much advise getting a maxed out place out of this card in some way, shape, or form, which sucks, but it's just kind of the way the cookie crumbles. Then of course the triple Hysteric Sign card's good, +3 basically, and it gets you Egotist, so yeah, it's really good. The Singular Fire Formation Tanky, you could probably bump this up to 2, of course, because you got 4 free slots, but I don't know, you only have the 1 target. 1 Harpy's Hunting Ground, it's just searchable with Perfumer here, so may as well attack it, and it can hit back row, which is kind of cool. The 1 Revolt, because Bearbrum can add it. And then of course your in-theme Infinite Impermanence, because this card is busted and people want it banned, so you might as well use it in the deck it's intended for. Alright, for the extra deck, just the Singular Cyber / Harpy Lady. Card's pretty good. Of course, the aforementioned Divine Arsenal AA Zeus package of the Turquoise, or Assembled Nightingale, into the Downard, into the Zeus. 1 Baguska, just basically for control, because this card's basically a 1-card Baguska. For links, 2 Shrig, 1 Access Code, 1 Appaloosa, because if you just played through the whole Tri-Brigade format, you know exactly why. 1 Rugal, 1 Heartbeat Conductor, because, you know, play this, summon this from the deck, make this, send this, add this. Pretty good. One Bear Boom, search the Revolt. One Frere Jacques, just good extender overall. Of course, the double Dragon Lords for control, and the singular Salamangreat Almirage for when you draw this and you just need to go do something. Of course, you could play the new Scareclaw guy and a bunch of other cool stuff, but this is just kind of a concept to end the video on and let you guys kind of have something to tinker around with at your locals. So yeah, that is a conceptual build for Harpies.
So there you have it, folks. A couple of locals topping deck profiles from my particular area. If you guys like this style of video, let me know in the comment section down below. If you yourself got a cool deck profile that you saw or that you played at locals, you can find a way to message it to me. And otherwise, hope you have a wonderful day. This is Meh, Pig and Meh, signing out.